Okay, it's Toby from Heavyweight MMA with Daniel Mini T Williams. How are you, bro?
I'm good, man. Not so much heavyweight, but thanks for having me on.
No worries, bro. Hey, before we go on, man, in preparation, I've been watching a lot of your videos, listened to a few of your interviews, man. Anyone that is listening, please go do yourself a favor and go and look up Daniel Mini T Williams, man. Any of your fights are bangers, man. You really throw down. Amazing fighter, eh?
Bro, thank you. Thanks for that.
Really.
Yeah, I
That's
love a
the thing, man.
challenge, man.
Go on.
I was just like, yeah, love a challenge, man. Love fighting. It's just cool to still be able to do it.
Man, it's the thing about like 1FC and also some of the lighter divisions is they don't get recognised as much. To be honest, I watched you fight Aaron Leigh before because I'm an Aaron Leigh fan, and since then I haven't seen too much of your stuff. But because I knew I was talking to you, I had a look, and such bangers of fights, man. It's disappointing probably to you that a lot of people don't know you, maybe.
I'm pretty much an introvert, man, so I like that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like keeping quiet and keeping low. But yeah, I really appreciate, man, like, the good words. And it's cool that you're an Aaron Leigh fan because I was a massive fan of him. And it was just crazy that I got to fight him when I did. And then had a good performance with him. And then, yeah, still going today and now doing MMA. So, yeah, it's been
Yeah.
pretty crazy.
Man, you weathered the storm in that fight because I heard people that train with Aaron say that he punches like a real heavy dude, and you got cracked a couple of times and it dropped you, but then you came back and took him out, bro. What were his punches like?
Yeah, nah, definitely hard because that was actually my very first fight it was a cage Muay Thai event. So my very first fight in the small gloves. And that
Yep.
was John Maynard did the show many years ago. So it was a really cool experience just to fight in the small gloves in MMA, and I was like hooked ever since. So when One Championship did like Muay Thai the small gloves, I was like, man, I want to get on that because it was just such a buzz. And I remember that fight with Aaron. It's like I felt like I just couldn't defend, man. I was on survival mode because he was just landing, and I got 2 8 counts in the first 2 rounds. So it was just such a buzz.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. And so you were a Muay Thai fighter, extensively fighting Muay Thai, had a couple of world titles, WMC and WKBF, fought in 1FC for some big titles as well against the top echelon of the world, bro. And now you switched over to MMA. I want to talk about your upcoming fight, bro. You're fighting the Prince Banma Duoji Friday, October 4th in Bangkok. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So it's like it's Friday in the US, and obviously on this side of the world, it's a Saturday morning fight. So it's a bit brutal, man. I fought on a few of those shows, and like you got to get up early and you got to punch on for breakfast, hey.
That's it, man. So, have you fought in Lumpinee before, bro? I've heard you mention these stadiums. Obviously, Lumpinee and Rajanam are the biggest Muay Thai stadiums in the world, pretty much, the highest level. Have you fought there before?
I have, man. It's funny though because I've like, even though I switched over to MMA, I still consider myself very heavy Muay Thai because it's the one sport I've never stopped training, and I've been sort of hanging on for a Muay Thai fight and one after the Rodtang fight. I had the Rodtang my first fight, but I haven't fought Muay Thai since. So I'm just hanging out for a Muay Thai fight at Lumpinee Stadium because I've done kickboxing and MMA there, and yeah, this one's going to be another MMA.
Yeah, man. And the guy you're fighting is from Sichuan in China, man. He's Tibetan. Kind of interesting character, man. Do you know much about him?
Not, man, you probably know more than me. I actually didn't know exactly where he is now. I know the gym that he's kind of, coming from a disadvantaged sort of upbringing. So it's kind of like an orphanage he's at, hey, the Enbo Fight Club that he's training at. And when he went there at a young age. So as far as I know, he's got like a little Vice documentary on him. You type it on YouTube, but there's not really much on him being from that part of the world in Tibet and that. But yeah, I know he's got a sort of a big following over there, so it's cool to fight those guys.
Bro, yeah, I thought he was interesting. I watched that documentary you're talking about, and he said that if I got it correct, he said his family couldn't afford tuition at a school, and it was 15 yamanbai, which is the Chinese yuan, and 15 yuan a month, bro. That's like $3 Australian, or actually a little bit less than $3 Australian. Imagine what poverty he was living in now to be fighting for money in a big, decent show, man. Like, it'd be a big thing for him, right?
Oh, absolutely. And those guys are always the most dangerous, man. Coming from, struggling to feed themselves and stuff like that, they got a different mentality. So yeah, it's just cool to fight those types of challenges and just guys that kind of like doing it to put food on their table.
Yeah, bro. But in that documentary, he said a few little things. He seems a bit loose, bro. Like he said, oh, people. He said people think I don't train enough, blah blah blah. So what does he do to make people think that, mate? He must be a bit loose, bro. He seems like a bit of a larrikin, a bit loose, bro. So I wonder how he's really with his training. Is he super strict or not?
Yeah, good point. Because I know like he came like a bit of a celebrity over there. I think after that Vice documentary, and I think he was in a movie from what I've
Yeah,
researched as well. So yeah, he's probably got a lot of distractions on his table. So
yeah.
hopefully, anyway, man. Hopefully, he's super distracted for this fight.
Anyway, bro, he looks good. He's got a kind of a careful style, likes the bit of a range, right? Like a little bit of range. Fights more like a kickboxer than a Muay Thai fighter. Bit of maybe Sander thrown in there with that lead leg side kick and that, eh? But I don't know. You saw his fight against what's his name? There was one of the Thais. I can't remember his name. Starts with a D, but he fought him and lost. I think he got taken out
Yeah.
with a knee, I think knee to the head or something. But it kind of showed, that fight to me showed maybe an avenue for victory would be obviously the grit. He's a gritty guy. You need to push through, which you're good at. But the elbows and knees seem a bit of a weakness for him because he doesn't have the depth of experience like someone like you have. Do you think that's true?
Man, I think you're spot on there because I watched that fight closely and I feel like his heart kind of dropped when that adversity got put on him with the elbows and knees, and just someone like that's was taking his best shots but still coming forward. So I definitely plan to do that and would love to chuck in some elbows and knees myself.
Yeah, bro. And talking about backgrounds, man, he's from China, but yourself, like fighting in Lumpinee, your mother's Thai, you come from a half Thai background. It's in your blood, brother. So it's kind of a cool thing, right? Like it has more meaning to you than it would to a lot of people to be over there fighting in a big Thai stadium, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, that's why I was like, yeah, still hanging out for that Muay Thai fight, but just to fight at Lumpinee Stadium in Thailand. My mum, my uncle, one of my inspirations, he was a Muay Thai fighter. So my mum kind of grew up with a lot of Muay Thai dudes at their house, like kicking down those banana trees and training there. So it's kind of cool to it's in my blood and kind of follow suit and actually fight at the main stadium in Thailand.
Yeah. I heard you say also that your brother was into it when he was young, running around in a karate suit and stuff as well, which kind of pushed you a bit, right?
Yeah, it's cool. We've seen some old, like recently had like some old family videos like on the old VHS, and it's just cool. He was always in a little karate uniform, and it's just a lot of footage of us just kind of scrapping a little bit because my parents were super encouraging with it. My mum obviously, like, it was just cool that to have an older brother to always sort of spar with, and he was just
Yeah.
right into martial arts, so I just followed suit.
Yeah, it seems, man. Listening to you, it seems like the martial arts and Muay Thai in particular have given you something in your life, right? Like you feel like it's made you kind of a better person or a stronger person, right?
Yeah, you bang on there, Toby. Like, it's definitely a big part of me. Like, I'm a true martial artist and always will be to the day I die. So, it kind of feels like it's all I know, really. Just kind of, just ever since those martial arts movies come out as a kid, like, sort of drawn to it. And, just always wanted to be a fighter, really.
Yeah, man. You know you've fought like at the upper echelon of Muay Thai, man, and now in the MMA. I'm interested, like, how is it trying to make a living as a professional fighter for you? Is it reasonably financially rewarding? Are you just scraping by? Like how is it?
Scraping by, bro. Scraping by. I'm definitely taking that road less traveled. I don't know if you've seen that meme with the dude in the karate uniform. He's like taking the road less traveled just with a rucksack. That's exactly how I feel, man. It's been
Yeah.
a big challenge financially, but it's cool too because taught me I don't need too much. I can live pretty scarcely, and
Mm.
but it's finally that you kind of learn because the amount of like experience I've got through martial arts, it's priceless. So yeah, exactly. The value of money changes, but obviously you need that to survive. So that's why it's like can't do it forever if I'm staying in the same boat where I'm at as I get older. But it's just purely for the passion at the moment.
Yeah, it's a hard thing, man, because like it's obviously one of the hardest things to do in the world is to be a professional fighter. You know, especially when you get to MMA, you're adding on all those extra disciplines and everything. It's such an intense toll on your body and probably your mind and everything. And if you look at monetary rewards, the rewards only come if you're at the top couple in the world, right? Other than that, you're just like getting by. And the reward, like you said, is not in cash. It's in experience and feeling good and getting your wins and then doing something that most men are too scared to do, you know?
That's it, man. And talking to people like yourself that actually know the sport and through like the true details of it and the fighters and understand the fight. So it's pretty interesting sort of way to live, I feel.
So you mentioned in one of your interviews about traveling, how you're happy that it's brought you the chance to travel internationally. What are some of the highlights of that travel that you've done? Like what countries did you enjoy, etc.?
Yeah, man, like top of my head, like when I was like 17, straight out of high school, like I was a window cleaner and saved up a bit of money just to go over to Thailand, and I spent like a few months there. So the first one was 3 weeks, and the owner of the gym kind of just said, "Hey, do you want to come back? We'll sponsor you. You can stay here longer." And I was actually studying at the time too, doing a degree, and then I deferred that and went back over to Thailand, stayed there 6 months, and then done that basically 3 years in a row. And then the fourth year, I felt my boxing was really terrible, so I decided to go to the Philippines. Same thing, still window cleaning, still studying. Took me 6 years to finish my studies, and just kept deferring. And then I went to the Philippines, and that was really cool, man, because that's where I got introduced to MMA with a fighter called Ole Larson, who ran a
I know
gym.
him, I know of him,
Yeah, he was like a K1 dude who actually fought MMA as well. So it's kind of cool how I follow in that footsteps of being a striker, but also doing MMA as well. And then from there, man, I met like a lot of international people who come and train, because I was actually working there as a trainer as well. Same thing, I was only supposed to be there for a month. Hey, do you want to join our team? And like, we'll get you some fights and you can help coach as well. And then from there, I met like this Swedish couple that owned a gym in Sweden. And then when I finished up in the Philippines, I went to Sweden, and I did that a couple years in a row as well. So those are probably like the main highlights, because I was just 21 years old, getting to go to different countries and teaching really put me out of my comfort zone, that's for sure. But it was a great experience, and made those lifelong friends that I'm still in touch with today.
Yeah, man. I'm working overseas, man. I've been over here for ages, and it changed my life, man. I'm in Macau, China.
Oh shit! Okay, so there's the UFC event.
It's coming in November. That's correct. Yeah, and it opened my eyes coming here, man, because I'm from Australia as well, and just being over there, man, I think for me anyway, I was a pretty small-minded kid, and I didn't really understand the bigger world and that people think differently and that. And then coming over here, it's still interesting to me, even though I've been here forever. Like, because people think differently, act differently. Some things are better, some things are worse, but it just makes you feel a bit more alive anyway for me.
Yeah, man, I'm in the same boat. It's cool, like you obviously getting to experience it. Opens your mind, right?
Yeah, big time, man. And I recommend for anyone, actually, if anyone has a chance, get out and experience the culture. Not just a little trip for a couple of weeks, because you don't really learn anything. But if you're there for some time, a year or two, you can actually start to realise the world's a bit bigger than we think it is, right?
Oh, bang on. I like how you mentioned, stay there for a little while rather than having those short trips. Because I know, say when I first went to Thailand, if I only just went for those first few weeks, I would have missed out on a lot of experiences and growth.
Man, it's a shame that you haven't picked up the language, I must say. I heard you mention that. It's in your blood, bro. You should be able to pick it up easier than other people, yeah?
Oh, man, it's a big open-ended loop of mine, hey? Like, I've downloaded apps. It's just kind of like, man, I really need to like prioritize that, because I guess it's like training. You got to like where you're putting your priorities. It just makes it hard when you're trying to do too much. And then I'm going to learn a language as well. But it's like, man.
But you know exactly what it is though. You know how to do it, bro. You just not like it's a 30-minute every day for like 10 years, and then you're done, bro. You know what I mean? And that's You know how to do it. You've driven into learning all the skills that you got. On that, bro, I wanted to ask about your ground fighting, bro. Obviously, that's not your area of expertise, but you have been training ground fighting for a while. Like, where are you at with that, and how did you kick into that part?
Yeah, I'm at a really good gym now because it's kind of like it's crazy how I've had like 8 pro MMA fights and not really made that a priority. Same as learning Thai. It's kind of like you think you're doing enough. Like, yeah, I'll do jiu-jitsu 3 days a week, but like, is that jiu-jitsu applying to MMA? And it's just being smart with my training. And you learn that when you have a few losses, you kind of like, shit, all right, I'm definitely not doing anything right. And so now I'm at the gym where there's a lot of heavy grapplers, Luistro Combat Academy. It's cool.
Oh,
I kind of
awesome.
got
They're kicking ass, man. All these guys in contender, right? All of them getting through to UFC.
Yeah, so I've known the main coach for a while, and I remember I'd done like one sparring session with one of their boys there, Cody Haddon. And I just remember he just give me a lot of tips. And then, oh, man, he's a good dude, good coach. And even after my loss, he's like, bro, if I can help. Because obviously I'm in positions where, like, the ground guys are like, what's he doing? Like, it's just, like, the simple thing you should be doing. and and he's always messed, man, please, like, you don't have to. I know we're different gyms and that. Just come over and, like, I just want to teach you a few things. Never really took that offer. And then it was just at a point a few months back, Cody Haddon, he got signed to the UFC for the Contender Series fight, and he was fighting a dude that they thought was a similar style to me with Muay Thai. He's a more Muay Thai, good skills, and so I was basically called in to be a body for him, got to go and help corner him. And from there, I was doing a lot of grappling there as well. I mean, not as much as I'd like because I kind of live like 4 hours away, but we're making it work from the little time we have in those sessions that I am having now with him and the crew. Lots of grappling. It's all quality, man. It's a lot of pointers for MMA as well. So just really happy to be in this position now. I mean, I wish it was earlier, but yeah, it's cool to just start to, be a bit more focused with that.
Did I see on your record you even fought Cody in the amateurs? Was that you?
Yeah. Cool story there, man. So he had this opponent for Eternal, and I remember just joining a gym, Scrappy MMA. It was literally right next door to my work, and I always wanted to do MMA. And when Cody had this opponent, he pulled out like a day before, and I was at work. My coach was like, hey, you want to do MMA? There's a flyweight dude, amateur fight. Do you want to jump in? I'm like, he's heavy boxer. I'm like, yeah, sweet as. I'll do it. So literally like a 24-hour turnaround. And then I find out later who it actually was. This kid's like freaking went to the no-gi worlds. He's a boxing champ. He's done that. He was a Muay Thai dude that I seen him, this young kid, fight on this show that I'm like, oh shit, is it that dude? Dude, he's a little prospect. And it was just kind of funny, man. And then like 30 seconds of the fight took me down, choked me out. And then now, like many years later, I'm one of his training partners. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Circle. My heart's there.
That's true, man. And talking to you, bro, I'd be amiss to not mention about you fighting Rodtang. I'm just interested, Rodtang and Superlek, like in there fighting with Rodtang, you smashed him a lot and he smashed you a lot as well. But that was a wicked fight. You must be proud of yourself, right?
Yeah, like, it's still a loss, but it was just just to get the call up and just come from pretty much being dormant for a while and then to jump on the biggest like Muay Thai show and fight the top dude there and do all right. Like, obviously, just paid dividends because it got me a few more fights and a bit more recognition after that. So, yeah, man, that was cool. It was, just through the COVID time. So that was just a mad experience in itself. Empty stadium, like flying over on an empty plane, like staying in quarantine and then smashing on for 3 rounds and then having to go back in quarantine again.
And bro, throwing down with him, what did you feel for him? Like, he's a world-class fighter, obviously. What did it feel standing in front of him throwing down?
Yeah, it felt like playing Russian roulette, hey, because like I felt his punches are really quick and like he's very accurate. So when he dropped me, it was just kind of like shit. Every time I kept going back in, trying to meet fire with fire, I was always just playing Russian roulette, man.
Yeah, man, I loved your fight with I don't know. I wrote down Kawihara. He had like a He had a real heavy grappling style, right? And you dropped him a few times, but he just kept getting control positions and stuff.
Yeah. That I learned a lot from that fight because it's just kind of like just rushing in, man. Just like you watch back at the tape. One of my coaches like that. Look, you chase him back to the fence, and he's just shooting every time. Like you got to have a bit better fight IQ. But I just remember like training like an absolute animal for that fight on the sprints.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of like mentality go, and I never took that pause to just use my fight IQ and stuff like that. So it was a pretty like exhausting fight because I just thought I was going to drown him, but yeah, it was definitely not the case, man. You need good technical skills, but good to get over the line anyway.
Yeah, bro. And how would you describe your style out of interest? I see you use your long leg kicks a lot, nice strong punches, and you like that downward elbow, bro. How would you describe your sort of style?
Yeah, I just, well, yeah, man. I just like to mix it up. So kind of like heavy striking with all the shots. So sort of like a more like aggressive striking style. And yeah, I don't know if it's like Muay Bok in Muay Thai. It's just aggressive style kind of thing. Be resilient and then just keep going. But yeah, I'm trying to improve that as well because I don't feel it transfers that well with MMA, man. You get the smart guy, like, obviously the kickboxers, the footwork is really good, and a couple of like Xander Filipino, two dudes that I lost to, they got the real Xander like jumping style, and I feel that's a cool little transfer. I mean, where I'm heavy footed, man, just like wanting to stand in the pocket, so I'm just kind of trying to evolve out of that a little bit. But what do you rank like with the kick? Like you got Alex Pereira, Izzy. They got the good kickboxing footwork, and it just transfers better to MMA. I feel.
The Sander guys in ONE FC have done really well over the years, right? I think it's a little bit. They're kind of in and out a lot. They're probably similar to that karate in a way, right? They blitz a little bit, and it leans it a little bit. But they also pair it with good wrestling, takedown defense as well with their training, right? Those guys. So, yeah, that seems to be their strength. But they've been doing well for years and years in ONE FC, right?
Yeah, that gym. Yeah, I can't remember. They all kind of split up now. But
I know what you mean, because I've forgotten the name as well. There's a couple of them in Macau. That one of them actually knocked out Kai Kara France over in Hong Kong in a fight that I was actually helping in the corner of Kai Kara France, and then another one over here actually fought in UFC and fought Dan Hooker and got guillotined. So yeah, there's a couple of decent lads over here. Yeah.
Yeah, shit. No shit. That would have been cool. Guy.
Yeah. And bro, you mentioned about drifting in and out of like drinking and weed and whatnot, substance abuse, as you put it. Does that still happen, bro? Do you drift in and out, or it's like or you're focused on the training all the time now?
Look, I'm pretty much like when a fight comes along, I'm focused. But yeah, it's been like pretty focused the last year and a bit. But yeah, definitely like as you get older, you can't keep up that lifestyle of pleasuring yourself, socializing too much. So yeah, so it's definitely like hit my 30s now, man. It's definitely like it changed a little bit, sort of mentality. But I was always one to, if there was fun around the corner, man, I'll be there, even if it's close to a fight. But yeah, it kind of catches up to you.
That's it, man. I know. Wait till you get to my age, bro. I'm nearly 50, and you nearly die off a couple of drinks. It's terrible.
Yeah, definitely got the drinking. That's just something that I hopefully, I know that it's very, very much under control the last year. But that was love the drink throughout my 20s. I'm sure a lot of people did, like yourself as well.
Of course, man. And so with your training in that now, you're going to be training pretty regularly. What about your diets and stuff like that, or supplementation, all that? Do you focus on that stuff, or you're pretty easy going with it all?
Oh man, I'm pretty easy going. Hey, I used to be real right into all the different sups and that, but really nothing beats like good sleep, good food, and good training, man. So you can take the little 1% of extra subs, but I feel like you can get most of the good vitamins, everything you need from good food. So I try not to worry about that stuff too much at all. I used to but I definitely don't really eat good, sleep good.
I think the key to what you said is you're looking at very small percentages, right? And if you can get the other basics right, you're going to cover 98% of your sleep and eating well, like you said. And then if you do want those extra little things or it makes you feel better, yeah, go ahead. But you got to get the basics right first, yeah.
That's it, man. That's it. And like if I do like some other, say like things like oxygen therapy, float tank, whatever, I use them to help me sleep. Like that's priority overall. It's not really something I would. Yeah, it's a big part of my camp or anything.
Yeah, and what's your plan going forward? You've kind of hinted at like having not really going into too much further into the future with fighting. What's your plans for fighting and then post fighting?
Man, I'm just take it one fight at a time now. Like mentally go in like every fight could be the last fight because man, after a few losses, it kind of like it was weird, like identity sort of like shit. I actually might not be able to do this like forever. Like you start to realize that. So mentally now it's just kind of like staying grounded and just like, you got to give it your all. Every fight could be the last fight, but don't look too far after that and try to live in the present more. And at the moment, I kind of, like I was mentioning before, like I live 4 hours away from the city. So me and my partner just moved for her career basically took us to a place where we wanted to live in rural Australia for a long time now. A lot of camping trips there, and now we're actually there. So it's kind of cool because being there is amazing. The only thing that doesn't have there is they've got a Muay Thai class twice a week, but it needs more martial arts, man. So that's obviously in the back of my mind, like maybe in the future, like bringing martial arts to the region because there's a big community and stuff like that. But I just try not to look too past fights now and then just take every fight as it comes.
Bro, I think now might be the time to start doing that because Perth's just on fire at the moment, man. A few of the guys, Jack Della, Steve Urseg, and then these guys coming up in the contender. It might be the time to start putting that little seed out there now, bro, so while it's in people's minds,
Actually, you're dead right about that, Toby. You like just the media and just where every fighter's going now is insane, man.
I actually came over there, bro, for the last UFC event, 305, because Izzy and all those guys. So I came over, first time in Perth. The thing that smashed me was I've been over here for ages, eating good food and that, but came over there, the steaks in Perth are incredible, bro. I just forgot what it's like to be eating in Australia, but the steaks are so good, man. I can't believe how good it is.
Oh, man. Every time I've been overseas, I haven't dude, I love, the steak here is amazing. And, man, so much, it's cool. Like, I like the idea of just, local produce as well. You're getting it's closely sourced, so you get the best quality. But, I'm with you on that, man. Love a good steak. I'm probably going to have one after this chat.
Nice, man. Hey, something I usually ask people towards the end, bro, is what's your kind of advice for people that want to be professional fighters or achieve something difficult in their life or whatever? What's your sort of advice?
Go for it. Number one, man, you got to go for it and put all your eggs in one basket if you want to succeed in it. And man, you only got one life and you never know when your time's up. So you just really got to go for it. Whatever it is, telling your boss to fuck off or cheating, moving locations, like there's always going to be a positive outcome. And, the mind always changes like every couple of months or whatever. So you just, you never don't get stuck in one spot. And you got to go for it.
All right, that's it, man. After this, I'm going to go back to work, find the boss, tell him to get fucked. Go on a bender.
Classic. Hopefully that's it could be bad advice for a lot of people, then they're financially screwed. Hey, but you learn stuff through adversity, though.
That's very true, very true. That's part of the good thing about fighting. If you don't have any adversity in your life, go join a fight gym, or even if it's at an amateur level, just playing and non-competitive, environment, just go and train and that, and you'll experience some adversity which will make you stronger, right?
Yeah, and from the man himself, man, you know it. So, you're dead right.
Yeah, cool, bro. All right, man, thanks so much for your time. Really nice to meet you, man. You're a legend, nice guy, great fighter. I hope a few more people jump on the bandwagon from the interview, bro.
Hey, man, thank you so much for having me, Toby. Love your stuff, hey. And, thanks for putting us out there as well, man.
Cool. All right, bro. Thanks.